football playing each other.
It's time for the hardest hitting 2 hours on the Panhandle.
I love it. You're coming through. You got it, baby.
Now into the huddle with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz.
It is a joyous day.
I love your show.
From the Emerald Coast to the edge of the atmosphere.
You gentlemen lift us up every day.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. The hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. Cause Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the topic. The show hottest wasabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share right now.
And surprise, surprise, surprise. Paul Wilson is not running the Sports Blitz today. I have kicked Paul out of the chair, and I am running it from here. Substitute Teacher Day, Jeff. Brian Haddad sitting in for Paul today on the Sports Blitz. And I'll do his line here. As always on a Monday, joining me is Jeffrey. What's up, man?
Later on today, we're going to have the PCB Hobby Takeover. But for
go.
right now, we're taking over.
That's right. We're taking over. Yeah, that's what you get, Paul.
Yep.
So Paul is out. I don't really want to go into why he's out, but he'll be okay. He wasn't feeling very well.
He's not deathly ill. It's
from
more like
something that guys understand is not very fun to go through. And
he's practicing his flop moves for soccer.
Yes.
Oh, I'm hurt.
He's rolling around on the turf as if he was taken out in a soccer play. And then
the
magically,
pitch. Now he's using the word pitch now
on the pitch
more often, so he knows.
Well, what'd
the
be
word.
funny is if he truly was channeling his inner soccer player, then he would be back up and hosting the show in 30 seconds.
Because you only have so much time you can play hurt.
Anyway, and hanging out in the fishbowl there is the BC man himself. What's up, dude?
Man, you can't keep a Bama fan down. Paul will be back.
Yes, he will. He will. Paul's not going to be out very long. He needed a day here, so
he might be back before 6.
Hey, there we go. So hopefully that's it. When he hears how far I take this show into the basement, we'll see. We've got a lot we want to get into today. There's certainly a lot going on with the World Cup. As we speak, Spain has just closed out Portugal 1-0 with a 90th minute goal. Marino scored. Portugal was incredibly close right at the death, but and that will be it for Cristiano Ronaldo for his World Cup legacy. Played in 6. We'll get into that a little more later. Definitely want to talk about some Major League Baseball all-star rosters. What we think about that. We've got a little bit of this, a little bit of that to get into. Since we're talking about baseball, let me mention that we are your home for the Atlanta Braves. And the Braves are going to wrap up their series with the Mets tonight. First pitch will be at 6:15. Our coverage picks up right at the end of this show at 6 p.m. Braves, Mets tonight, and then we go in tomorrow. We start a set with the Toronto Blue Jays. So,
who are the hottest team in? No, not the hottest team. That's the Tampa Bay Rays. Sorry.
Tell you who's not the hottest team in baseball? My Yankees.
Coldest team in baseball.
It's awful. Anyway, Braves on the Gulf Coast here are sponsored by Hewitt Tire and Auto, Brock Pest Control, Bill Bird Kia, PCB Hobby, Cito, Blue Diamond Truck Accessories. You can hear that right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. If you would like to be a part of the show today, you can call us on the Tropical Spas and Pools phone line at 215-6290. That is 215-6290. So, Jeff, let's talk some World Cup here. I know it's your favorite thing, but after this weekend, there's been a lot going on. And certainly we're going to get into the controversy of the day, which we'll talk about that in a minute. But I do want to talk about some of the games that we've got since we're last on the air. Obviously, last time the U.S. played, you guys were on location out there at Lone Star, baking in the heat. But,
Wednesday. I was in the direct sunlight. Everyone else is underneath the tent. That's what you get.
But yeah,
I mean, I didn't own the restaurant, so I'm not in the shade. And I'm not Paul.
U.S. getting the victory.
Yes.
Hard fought, down to 10 men
yeah.
for the last 30 minutes. Actually scored again
Yeah.
while down to 10. So congrats to U.S. moving on. They're going to play tonight right after our show is over, actually. 7
So
p.m.
we pretty much know that, if we're asked a year or two from now, who did we beat 2-0 in a round of the knockout round of 32? We're
Heck,
not
I
going to
even
remember that it was Bosnia-Herzegovina.
That's right. I even forgot.
Yeah.
Well,
but if we lose tonight, we're going to remember Belgium.
So ironically, last Monday when we were here and I was over in the co-pilot chair, I had talked about one of the things that scared me going through to this round of 16 was if we face Belgium, it's not that they're playing that well. It's not that they're all that great. They're good. They're a top 10 team. I didn't like the way we matched up with them. Mm-hmm. Ironically, Belgium was getting hammered in their game. They were down 2-0.
Yeah.
They came back.
Boom, boom.
Yes.
Back to back.
And took it and won.
And the sad part about that whole day was that happened the same day, the Wednesday, right?
That's correct.
And my boss came up to me and said, "Hey, how about that American game yesterday?" He's asking me this on Thursday. And I started just talking about the Belgium game because it was so much more exciting.
Oh, it was an unbelievable game.
Yeah.
I mean, Belgium was dead to rights. I mean, I think they scored them both in extra time. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So we do have Belgium tonight, again, 7 p.m. Central.
And the winner gets Spain.
The winner now gets Spain. So defending Euro champion, 2010 World Cup champion. So
one of the favorites to win it all.
Absolutely. I think them coming into the tournament, they were actually a slightly better favorite than France. Now, since the tournament has started, France has become more of the betting favorite because of what's been going on.
Yeah.
Don't overlook Spain. They're a little more workmanlike. They're not quite as flashy, but, oh, my goodness, they're a good team. And beating Portugal, they're no slouch. But anyway, I do want to talk about between Friday and Sunday, or through last night, there were 3 games in particular that kind of sum up this. This has been a crazy World Cup, and of course I love this stuff. Argentina, Cape Verde, or Capo Verde, as they say, is one of the most exciting and coolest games I've ever seen. And not just because the game was good, the story was incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Cape Verde would be the 51st biggest state in the United States. That's how small as a country they are.
Yeah.
Rhode Island is bigger.
So you know what their FIFA ranking was?
No.
67th.
Wow.
So we had number 1, because they were number 1, versus number 67th.
Yeah.
So if you put that into terms of Final Four, in NCAA tournament and all that, we don't even know who 67th was.
That's right.
It wasn't Auburn. Because what, you had first... How many you had?
Well, they'd
you have
be
64.
69, I guess, because you have 68 now, right? Or
you
whatever
have 68,
It's too many.
So they're not even the Auburn of soccer.
So what was interesting about this is if you follow these, typically a team that is that outmatched on paper, which they are.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They do kind of what you call park the bus, which is you keep everybody back, you play defense, you hope to hit them on a counterattack. What was so much fun about this game is that is not at all how Cape Verde played.
Oh, yeah, I know.
They went toe-to-toe. Messi scores early, and you're like, okay, this was fun, but they're never going to score on Argentina. Boom.
Boom.
They tie it up. Then Argentina comes down and scores again. You're like, all right, that's probably over.
Yeah, and then boom.
Boom. One of the best
And is that when the guy walked into
Cup.
the stands?
Yes.
Is that, yeah.
He went up there to
And
see
when
his
he did
girlfriend
that,
or
I was
wife.
like, what in the world's going on?
You know what I love? Usually they'll card a guy for that. I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah.
Because that was that's one of the best goals you'll ever see. It was unreal. And then, of course, Argentina late on in extra time gets it way harder than they thought they'd have to work. They had to go basically 130 minutes.
Now, the third and the fourth goal was in overtime.
Actually, I think
It was.
both of their second and then Argentina's third, I think were all in extra time segments.
Yes,
So
it was.
Unbelievable game. Cape Verde's goalkeeper, I think, started the tournament with, I think they said 12,000 followers, and now he has 22 million on Instagram. It's just one of these great stories.
It was a great story, absolutely.
Then we get to Saturday. France and Paraguay. Paraguay, of course, had the upset of the tournament up to this point, knocking out Germany on penalties. Of course, the U.S. beat
So they're a
them in
fan
the opening
favorite.
game. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Until this game.
Yeah.
They absolutely got away. I'm actually surprised the police didn't run on the field. It was an absolute assault. And it wasn't just that it was such a nasty game. And look, if you're Paraguay, that might be the only way you feel like you can stop the hottest team in the world. But it was ugly. They were kicking them and punching them and elbowing them.
And
they were trying to dig up the penalty spot before. I mean, it was cheap tactics. Yeah. You know, it was all the stuff you hate. It's like it's a team full of Bill Romanowskis for you football fans. That's what it is. Spitting on the ball and, all this nonsense.
So were you okay with Mbappe's reaction to the goalie?
I don't like it in general. Look, the coach in me would always say don't do that. But everything he had been through, I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
I really didn't. And Mbappe's not my favorite kind of player. He's a little bit in his own head and things. But that game was it was an ugly game. It was everything I hated about soccer. I mean, it was all these nonsense tactics and just dirty play. Ironically, France received 3 yellow cards in the game. Paraguay, 0.
Wow.
I don't know how. Paraguay should have 3 red cards. Anyway.
So the Saturday, Morocco 3-0 over Canada. I thought Morocco would win, but I didn't think it'd be that.
The scoreline's actually worse than what it was.
Yeah.
So what happened, Canada dominated the first half. Morocco was not playing well. But Canada could not find the back of the net. Yeah. Morocco gets a goal, I want to say about 10 minutes into the second half.
Yeah.
And then after that, Canada was just pressing and chasing, trying to do whatever they could, and left themselves exposed. Morocco scored 2 more. And then France did go through 1-0 over Paraguay, and like I said, just an ugly game. So then I was feeling kind of bad about it. I'd seen what I thought was one of the greatest things I've ever seen Friday with Argentina and Cape Verde. I saw just a horrendous game with France and Paraguay.
Yeah, so
it actually bothered me.
Yeah.
And then yesterday,
England and Mexico.
Last night, I love watching England because other than the U.S., England is my team because those are most of the guys that I watch. I watch a lot of Premier League soccer. And look, England's the home of soccer. They've only won the World Cup once. It's a great story if they can pull this off. England is playing at altitude, 7,000 feet above sea level, in the Azteca, which is Mexico City, where Pele won a World Cup. Where Maradona won a World Cup, where Mexico has only lost 2 competitive games in the last 50 years.
Wow.
So everything in the world, this is a heck of a game, and it lived up to it. It was insane. England looks on their back foot. Mexico is just pressing them out of the building. They already look tired, 10 minutes into the game, whatever. On about the 36th minute, Jude Bellingham scores on a header, beautifully crafted. Completely against the run of play, as they would say. So all the momentum was Mexico's, boom, goal. Minute and a half later, Bellingham scores again.
Yeah, so it's 2-0.
So now you're like, it's over.
I got text. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I got text saying, "Oh, well, it's over with. England's up 2-0, and there's no coming back from it."
Give credit to Mexico. So about 3 minutes before the half, Quinones, who's been their kind of scoring leader, he's not their captain, but he's been the guy putting the goals in. He gets a gift, a corner, drops right to his foot. He puts a bullet in. Huge to get that before the half. 2-1 into the half.
The fans went electric.
Oh, that place was nuts.
Yeah.
So then we come into the second half, and about 10 minutes into the second half.
England goes up 3-1.
No, before that, Kwanzaa, who's playing right back, who's filling in for an injured player. Yeah. There's a whole lot of backstory to this. But anyway, Kwanzaa commits what was a legitimate red card. This was not Balogun where we could question it. He went in studs high over the ball. This is a red card every day of the week. So he's got now England not only is playing at altitude, not only is playing against the craziest home field advantage you're ever going to see. Now they're playing with 10 men.
Yeah.
And Mexico is just pouring it on them. Once again, England gets one long ball. Harry Kane kind of shoulders it over, and Anthony Gordon is so fast, he gets to the ball first, gets a penalty. Kane knocks it in. Now it's 3-1.
Yeah.
Mexico scores, but I mean, the only thing I can describe it as, if you ever watch NASCAR and you're watching a race at Daytona or Talladega, and it's the last couple of laps, and you're seeing everybody jostling, and they go to the driver's cam, and they're a foot off of each other's bumper going 210 miles an hour. And just, I mean, where you sit there and you're actually just white-knuckling, sitting on your couch watching it. I spent the last 40 minutes of that England game tensed up. That's what it had to have felt like. And God bless them. I don't know how they did it, but they kept Mexico from scoring.
Yeah.
And England goes through 3-2. So now you're going to have England versus Brazil, right? No. Because Norway keeps rowing their way on, taking out Brazil. So the 5-time world champions are out at the round of 16.
So Norway's playing England.
Norway is now playing England.
I'm sorry, I'm pulling for Norway.
I understand.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, Erling Haaland, who's one of the best strikers, he, Mbappe, and Messi are all tied at the lead with 7 goals.
Wow.
Erling Haaland plays in England.
Manchester City.
Manchester City. He's going to know every one of these guys. They're going to know him.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be a heck of a game. Actually, a lot of Norway's players play in England. So a little bit of a surprise outside. I didn't think. I thought that was a 50-50 kind of game. This is not the Brazil of Ronaldo and Romario and Ronaldinho and Rivaldo and Roberto Carlos and all the other R names.
Or even Neymar.
That's right. Well, Neymar played, actually.
Yeah, but he's coming in late.
He did. And Neymar got a penalty late in the game. Which actually meant he scored in 4 World Cups. But this was Neymar's retirement, which everybody expected. So absolutely insane. So, I mean, it's one of those – and look, I know most of our listeners aren't huge on soccer, but it's one of those things. This World Cup has been phenomenal in terms of the games. Really, the only game I've just hated was that France-Paraguay game. But there have been some unbelievable games. I think some of it is due to the new pace of play rules where they're speeding up the throw-ins and the free kicks. And
but they have hydration breaks. They don't usually do that.
They do have the hydration breaks, but at least with that, it's not dead time for nonsense.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the only problem with the hydration breaks, I understand it if you're playing outdoors in Miami in the summer.
But a lot of them are partially enclosed.
Yeah. Now, what they wanted to do, their claim is we're going to do it the same across the board. Fine, but
I understand that.
Do they need it? No.
No.
It's really become what a lot of people say, that's Fox wanting those because they're getting sponsorship.
Oh, absolutely.
Mark my words, the most long-lasting thing that comes out of this World Cup will be you're going to see these hydration breaks continue for the fact that the TV is going to want it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't think...
And they want to promote
That's right.
the sport in the United States. They've always kind of pushed on it to try and break through to the top four sports. It's not one of them.
Yeah. So it's been absolutely unbelievable up to this point. So if you're looking at the bracket right now, we have 5 of our quarterfinal 8 already set.
Yeah.
So we have France playing Morocco. That game will be on July the 9th. Then on the 10th, Spain will play the winner of USA-Belgium tonight. Then on July the 11th, Norway plays England. So England actually getting a little more rest time, which they need after that Mexico game. And then down at the bottom half of the bracket, those 2 games will be settled tomorrow, where the winner of Argentina and Egypt will play the winner of Switzerland and Colombia. In what I think is, on paper, the easiest little part of the bracket there is. Nothing's easy at this level of the World Cup, as we've seen.
It's Elite 8.
But that's it. So
the next round, not the one tonight.
That's right. So if we can get there, that would be huge for
So
the US.
let me talk about the French nationals for a second.
Okay.
Because when they're talking about France is a country where the most of the current World Cup players are from. Okay. And the other countries that are in the top 10, okay, I want to ask. I'm gonna drop down the first 9.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you what seems to be the pattern here.
All right.
France, Netherlands, England, Germany, Spain, Belgium, Sweden, Austria, Switzerland.
Wow.
That's the top 9.
Yeah.
They're all European.
That's right.
And
That's where the money is.
And the tied for 9th with Switzerland is Argentina.
Yeah.
They're the only country with 30 people in this World Cup, but they all don't play for their home country because they couldn't get on the roster.
That's right.
So the drop from first to second is 98 for France and 67 for the Netherlands.
Wow.
That's a 31-person drop.
They did a really interesting story on, I think it was on Mbappe. Or no, it was Thierry Henry, who's one of the he's one of the studio hosts now, and they talked about him coming from the suburbs of Paris. And they said 54 players in this World Cup grew up in the suburbs of Paris.
Or city.
Yeah, or city of Paris. Unbelievable.
So the countries that the French people play for, 23 of them for France. Then Algeria's got 13, Haiti's got 12, Congo's got 11.
A lot of those were former French colonies.
Yeah. Senegal 10, Ivory Coast 8. So these are a lot of, I'm not calling them French-speaking countries. Some of them have the official language as French, but majority of the people don't speak French.
That's right.
But Ivory Coast does. But anyway.
A lot of them former French colonies.
And then you got like Tunisia, Morocco. Oh, did I say Morocco? Guess who they're playing? 6 people on Morocco's team are French.
Yeah.
From France.
There you go.
Yeah. So then there's Cape Verde has 3, Ghana has 3, and then Egypt and Spain both have 1 each. Spain just shocks me. I mean, how's Spain? I mean, Spain's really
look, your
talented.
Mother could be Spanish. I mean, there's things that go with that. Well, we need to head to a break here. When we come back, we're going to get into more of the topic that's been dominating everything today, and that is Flo Balogun, set to play tonight for the USA. We'll get into all the ruminations of that and how politics has entered its ugly head into this. You're listening to the Sports Blitz, ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's here. The 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida app version 2.0. Now featuring ultra high fidelity. You'll feel like you're in the game. Plus, more opportunities to win weekly prizes from local businesses when you click it to win it. Download the 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida app today at Google Play or the Apple Store.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday afternoon. The remainder of the day, possible thunderstorms and some sun and 89 with a moderate breeze out of the west-southwest around 14 miles per hour. For tonight, a variety of light sprinkles and mostly clear skies and a low near 82. Tomorrow, a variety of mostly sunshine and a likelihood of thunderstorms and a high around 89. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning in to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered, literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better. Together, TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
Calling all artists. The Jaguars Game Day Poster Series is back, and we're looking for bold, original artists to bring the energy to game days at the bank. Submit your portfolio for a chance to showcase your talent and design a limited edition Jaguars Game Day poster. Don't miss out. Be part of Duval Designs by visiting jaguars.com/Duval Designs.
Some people say our opinions are toxic. We say they're just a little terminal. The Sports Blitz.
This malpractice committee has received a few complaints against you.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back to the Sports Blitz. Brian Haddad sitting in for Paul. Paul will hopefully be back with us tomorrow. Hope he's doing well out there, buddy. We miss you because now we're just going to talk about soccer all day.
I thought we were going to talk about Paul. That's what I'm here for.
Oh, no, that's what the breaks are for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we can really talk about him then.
We got somebody on the phone
line.
But
before we do that, we do have to go to the phone lines here, and we need to talk to Ed.
We
Ed,
lost
what's
Ed.
going on, buddy?
We just lost him.
Oh, no.
Oh, for God's sake.
You know he's on his sobriety run.
You remember all those nice things I was saying about Bone Crusher earlier?
I didn't hear any of that.
I thought we were just talking about Paul.
All right. Well, hopefully Ed will call us back here because I think Ed wanted to talk about the World Cup. But
yeah. So there's a drinking game tonight. You ready?
All right. Let's go.
Every time you mention the word, the telecast mentions the word suspension, you got to drink.
You'll be out.
We're all getting drunk.
Yeah, before the game started.
Except for Ed, because Ed's on a sober run.
Yeah, that's right. But look, all right, let's get into this. So we all remember last Wednesday night, USA playing Bosnia-Herzegovina. Flo Ballingen gets a red card. Now, look, it's not the worst call I've ever seen in my life. I don't think it was a red. I don't.
Yeah.
I think they got tangled up.
So he came up, his foot, as soon as it came down, he came right back up with it.
It looks horrendous in slow motion.
Oh, absolutely.
And so by the letter of the law, when you rake down the back of someone's leg like that, particularly around the Achilles and the ankle rolls and all like that, that can be seen as a dangerous play, dangerous foul. Red card can be given. I didn't like the red card. I understand it. But I don't think it took into account the entire context of the situation. They were jostling for the ball. Their legs got tangled. It was clearly not a
You're running. You
England's
can't stop on a
last night
dime.
was different.
Yeah.
That was different. He goes over the ball, studs up. That was a reckless, horrible challenge. So anyway, that was one of the things. But we're going to get back into it because Bone Crusher has redeemed himself. And he's gotten Ed back on the line. Ed, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, guys, it wasn't his fault. It was my fault.
We're still going to blame him.
Stop.
Who's the sober one here? You're the sober one. It's all Bone Crusher's fault.
Dude. Oh, man, it's Monday, man. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be.
There you go. What's up, buddy?
Not much, man. Kind of bummed out Mexico lost, but it was a hell of a game last night, man. It has been entertaining. You know, from a fan's perspective, very, very entertaining.
Absolutely right. I was telling Jeff in the first segment, I was tense for 40 because I was really pulling for England, and those last 40 minutes aged me. That was I can just imagine being on that field for that.
Ed.
Yes.
Brian was talking about watching a game at a Mexican restaurant, pulling for England. I was like, you're not going to meet any women at that bar.
I thought about, and then I realized that I might not survive.
Are you doing suicidal?
Yeah. That was a cry for help.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if that takes guts or you just got a death wish or you're feeling just.
He wants something in his salsa that's not a foreign subject.
Yeah, that's like swimming bait out into the ocean. Yeah, that was not good. Go ahead.
Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of England. I was rooting for Mexico. Hats off to them, dude. They played a hell of a game. They didn't have home court advantage or home field advantage. Let's be real. The fans weren't exactly the best toward them.
Sure.
And they played at the Azteca with the altitude. I don't know if there was some rumor about a pill some of the players were supposed to be taking, but
all kind of rumors out there.
Yeah. But also the rumor is how about this? I'll follow it up with the U.S. and our head leader getting involved in the politics for the FIFA.
So
go ahead.
I'm trying to navigate this minefield because I have a lot of different thoughts. First thought, I didn't like the red card. It's not the worst call I've ever seen in my life, but I did not believe it was a red. I thought it was an unfair red for us. I thought it was overly harsh. It's the way I hate what college football replays and pro football replays have become. They're supposed to be to overturn egregious errors, not to become a separate official. And I think that's my only real complaint, that and the way Paraguay played versus France. Those are my only real complaints of this World Cup, that VAR has become a fourth official, and I don't like that.
Yeah, and I can understand it from a human aspect because people act on impulse and emotion at certain times like that, too. We're all human, you know? And I can only imagine what it's like for them. They've got the refs. They've got the crowd going freaking crazy. They've got to focus. Everyone's hot, tired. And then it's like a UFC fighter. It's like a UFC ref. You can make one bad decision the whole night, and it can ruin the whole night for everybody else.
That's right. Now, second part.
Sure.
I don't like that they don't have a process by which the red could be outright rescinded or appealed.
Yeah.
That's what led to where we're going next. Because everyone says this is unprecedented. It is unprecedented in one sense. It is unprecedented in the sense that it's never happened during the World Cup itself. The reason this happened was because FIFA opened the door, ironically, right before this World Cup. In the last qualifiers for Portugal, Cristiano Ronaldo received a red that would have carried a 3-game suspension.
Wow.
And they utilized this Article 27 to suspend that ruling, to not rescind it, but to suspend that, allowing him to play the first 2 games of this World Cup. By doing that, they gave themselves, although a week, but they gave themselves a pretext by which they could then do this. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't think it was a red. I think it was unfair. I think it was going to very much disadvantage us versus Belgium. I don't really like it. And not because Trump got involved, and we'll get into all that nonsense that's blown up way out of proportion isn't what it is. But I don't like it because it's just bringing in all this subjectivity to it.
Yep. Agreed.
And the person who's at fault, you can say, I don't like Trump calling. You can say, I don't like this, that, or the other. Trump didn't make this decision. FIFA did. Mm-hmm. FIFA's got to own this one because it's on them.
Yeah, they have the last word.
Yeah. So I don't know if you agree. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, this is justice because he never should have been given a red, and I understand that, but I don't like the way this played out. I just don't.
Well, when we skip all that, okay, great, whatever happened, happened. Well, now we need to think about this. If the USA loses, then there was no point in this.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if the USA wins, there's going to be a little bit of a hesitation or asterisk so far. They're like, oh, well, y'all got an extra player, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So it's good, and it goes either way.
I'm going to tell you why you're right, and a lot of people out in the media are hanging their hat on that. Oh, there's going to be an asterisk. No one's ever going to forget this, and the USA got benefited by this, and it's corrupt, and this, that, or the other. Let me tell you why no one's going to care, and not that because it's not important. 1978, do you know who won the World Cup? I'm a nerd.
Brazil?
No, Argentina?
Argentina.
Oh.
And in 1934, do you know who won the World Cup then?
Paraguay.
Italy that year.
Italy, okay.
The reason I bring both of those up is both of those are famous in nerd circles like where I live with the World Cup. In 1934, Italy was led by Benito Mussolini, who was apparently taking the match referees out to dinner and selecting the match referees for certain matches.
Wow.
Surprise, Italy won their first one. In Argentina, they were run by a right-wing junta that was leading the country at that point, and they were accused of all kinds of misdeeds with referee selection, with field selection, this, that, or the other. My point is, everyone still views Argentina as the champs in 78, and everybody still views Italy as the champs in 34, and the general public doesn't even remember any of this stuff. So that's, I agree. I don't like the look of it. I don't think it's going to have any staying power if the U.S. went on and won, other than the Belgians are just going to cry about it.
But I think as far as like people thinking about FIFA, and they've always tried to push, soccer here in the States because it's important, not just for the population, but the money power that comes behind it, is that they don't want the FIFA United States World Cup to be remembered by a suspension. And I think that's what they talked somebody's the sense into them and said, listen, if you uphold this red card and we lose this next match, everybody's going to remember it for the one suspension and nothing else if they lose tonight.
You know what I think?
Not Wednesday.
You know what I think it's akin to, and Ed, I want your opinion on this. I do think, whether this is right or wrong, I do think some of their mindset was, we have got more interest in the States than we've ever had in our life. And if the U.S. feels like they were bounced out of this tournament on a grievance, we may lose these people.
Oh, yeah.
And it reminds me, God, I'm going to stir the phones up on this one. It reminds me of the Alabama-Florida State argument in the playoff. Because I do think they considered Alabama being in the playoff versus Florida State for what they bring. I do. And I know a lot of FSU players think, or fans think that too. It reminds me a little of that. It's not right, but I do think that definitely entered their mindset and their thought process. It shouldn't, but I do think it did. What do you think?
Yeah.
Honestly, man, damn, that was a hard pill to swallow. But it's a lot. It's a lot. Let's be real. I don't have the time to think about it, to process it too much. But honestly, man, because I know y'all are short on time, but it's like, hey, honestly, man, personally, I think it's all about the money. And when you have these superstar players and all this quality and all that, you you got to have it. You got to have the money train keep going.
Yeah.
Because if you get rid of all these like famous people, people are going to lose interest.
Yeah.
A lot of us were interested because Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi and blah blah blah. And this America thing has created controversy, and controversy creates chaos, and chaos creates conversation.
Yes, it does.
And that puts people's butts in the seats.
That's
and I guarantee you for this, now more people are going to be watching tonight's game.
Oh, it's going to break another record. The Bosnia game broke a record for U.S. soccer. I want to say it peaked at 33 million. I think the average was 24.
Cha-ching,
it was higher than the NBA Finals.
Wow.
Which was amazing. But, the unfortunate part, and we have a few more minutes, Ed, so I want to keep you on as we go further down the minefield. There's enough to discuss there, just in the sporting aspect of it. And like I said, I don't love it. Again, it's not the worst decision, but it caught me out of – I didn't have any idea this was coming. Mm-hmm. Like, when that news hit Sunday morning, I was like, wow.
Oh, I know.
Like, I didn't even think it was possible.
We thought it was a done deal.
Here's what's bothersome. So at that point, it was like, all right, we can have a discussion. Should it be this way? Should it be this way? Should FIFA have a different process? Okay, it was still civil at that point. The moment it was put out there, Donald Trump called Infantino. So many people who have no idea what's going on and are just looking to play an agenda have jumped on this. And that's what I've hated today. It has gone so far afield to Donald Trump paid him, to Donald Trump threatened to kick him out of the country.
No flyovers at the games.
Yeah, all of this nonsense. Look, I think if any other country had gone through it, their coaches and their president would have been out screaming bloody murder. Now, did they have Infantino's number to call personally? I don't know. I think FIFA made this decision based on the fact they're like, yeah, it probably would be better if we found a way to make sure this wasn't what's going to determine the rest of this tournament. And, by the way, we did this thing with Ronaldo. We have an out. I think that's what happened. I don't think it was anything more nefarious than that. And the people who are saying Trump shouldn't have got involved, maybe not. But I don't think it's outrageous for the leader of a country, when the hottest thing going in the United States right now is this team, to jump on and say, you know what, I think you should look at this because it doesn't look very fair to us. I don't think that's that bad. FIFA dug this hole, not Trump.
We're the last home country that's alive right now, too.
That's right, because Mexico and Canada did go out. That worries me, too, by the way. Things happen in threes. I don't like this for tonight. But what are your thoughts on the game tonight? Belgium's a unique prospect. They haven't been playing that good, but I don't know that they're a great matchup for us.
Let's wrap it up like this. Belgium, USA, I am picking, I'm on the fence. I need a coin, basically. What the hell, just for the sake of argument, let's just say USA wins it 1-0, and hopefully we can get past all this mess. How about that?
I love it. I think Belgium had the fired up momentum until what's happened today. I think the way it's turned today, I think our guys are going to come out like, fine, we're the villains. We're just going hard.
Before I let y'all go, can I ask y'all one quick question?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask both y'all or everyone else who's listening and everyone following. All right, guys, final prediction, USA. I know Spain beat Portugal 1-0 earlier. What do y'all think today's game prediction? Final thoughts on that one before I let you go.
I'm going to say USA 2-1 in extra time. I think it's going to go 120. I really do.
I'm saying 2-1 full time. America wins, and then we're going to get shut out against Spain next round.
All right, guys, and I will see y'all. I'll call y'all tomorrow, or I'll call y'all in a couple of days, man. I hope you guys have a great show. Thanks for letting me stay on longer than usual, man. I hope you guys had a great 4th of July. And I'm going to just keep listening. Y'all are doing great, guys. We'll holler back at y'all, all right?
Appreciate it, Ed. Love talking with you. Absolutely love it. And I love the pick. I would love to see 1-0, although I'd be nervous at 1-0.
I think it's important for the game that we have scoring, though, and not a 1-0 finish. I'm hoping it's not a 1-0 finish.
I don't see it with the U.S., and in fact, I would say even with Spain, I don't think we get blanked with Spain. I think
really?
Our problem with Spain is going to be they're going to score 3 or 4.
Ooh.
So we'll have to
see. They score
see.
4, we're in huge trouble.
Yeah.
Massive trouble.
Now, I tell you what.
Like, we'll want to forget
our
that.
Our guys are scoring, but, that's going to be a little tough to deal with. But
well, at least we come off the West Coast finally.
Yes, finally.
Yeah.
Get out of there. Land of fruits and nuts. We're up in Seattle tonight, so that should be fun because that's been a great, great place for home games for the U.S. When we come back, we'll probably put a little button on this, maybe get into some of the All-Star game, other things going on around the country. Love to hear your phone calls as well, see if you agree or disagree with our take on everything going on in the country and in the sports world. You're listening to the Sports Blitz, ESPN, Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Real local winners.
Hi, this is Angie.
And Steven.
From Lynn Haven, and we just won $50 to the Lone Star Boil House in the Lone Star Daily Double Boil, just for listening on the ESPN Northwest Florida app.
Thanks, y'all.
Keep listening to Win on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Smothers at 784-6601, 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
Are you in need of reliable, secure, convenient self-storage? Too much stuff and not enough room to put it all? Stop on by to Your Storage Units. With a wide selection of climate and non-climate self-storage units, Your Storage Units is sure to have just what you need. From a small 5x5 to as large as a 10x20 and up. Just remember, if you need more space and less clutter, call Your Storage Units 850-252-4309 at 7100 US 98 right over the Hathaway Bridge and PCB behind the Taco Bell.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida gets results. Here's Alan Watson from Gulf Plus in Panama City Beach.
When we first came to Panama City Beach to launch our business, we didn't really have a voice and we didn't have any way of letting people know that we were here and we were new. ESPN Radio has given us a way to reach our audience, which is sports fans, because of being in the golf industry. And we've managed to grow the business while staying on the radio for 6 straight years. So it's been the kind of thing that's really helped us to grow. It's brought in the most business, and it's the thing that we're recognized for and people associate us with. I couldn't be happier with our association with ESPN Radio.
To see how 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida can help grow your business, go to ESPNPC.com and click the contact button. That's ESPNPC.com and click contact.
Now back to the Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back into the Sports Blitz here. Brian Haddad sitting in for Paul Wilson, joined by Jeff, joined by Bone Crusher. And, for those of you soccer fans out there, if you want to talk more World Cup, you can give us a call. We do need to move on because there are other things going on. And I know we don't like to tiptoe through the minefield of what today has been. So I'll get away from the things that people don't like when it comes to sports and get back into this. I do want to say, as we pivot toward baseball, we are your home for the Atlanta Braves. We're going to be picking up the Braves, finishing their series with the New York Metropolitans tonight.
Hopefully finally winning a series.
That'd be nice. It's been a rough month to 6 weeks here. Mm-hmm. But got the Mets tonight, 6 p.m. right after we finish. We're going to pick up coverage with first pitch at 6:15. So you can listen to the Atlanta Braves right here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
So I was talking about offensive production last week, and then the Braves went ahead and scored 5 runs 3 games in a row. Problem was you didn't win all those games and everything, so it's kind of a back and forth type thing with you just scoring 5 runs. And then I sent a text to Paul about scoring 5 runs 3 games in a row, and then what did they do? They scored like 11, and then they scored 9 in a loss. And it's like, okay, got the offensive production, still 500 in those 2 games.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's been a weird season. You know, the Braves got off to that crazy hot start. They've kind of settled. The Brewers make this big push. The Yankees look good.
Dodgers,
look like once again.
Dodgers doing great.
You know, and now the Yankees can't win a game. They can't win an inter-squad game. I mean, it's getting ugly. But I do want to.
And the hot divisions.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of chilling out a little bit, and then the AL West is doing a little bit better than because they were complete trash for a while there.
NL Central's still good.
Yeah.
The Reds have.
Well, here's something about that All-Star ballot that I don't think you realize. Guess how many players out of the NL Central?
Don't know.
On the starters. 0.
I was going to say, PCA.
0. It's the only division that has 0.
Wow.
And the AL Central only has 2 starters. Yeah. So those are the 2 worst divisions of the Central.
So before we get into this next thing, your story of the first half, what's the story of the year for you in Major League Baseball?
In Major League Baseball? I'm going to have to say, and there's a question mark behind this, Dodgers for a three-peat?
So
it's a little scary.
It is, and I think
it's not good for the sport.
I think it's probably inevitable.
Paul's the one that likes the monopolies or streaks and all that kind of stuff. I'm not for it.
I don't mind it if they're not just completely dominating. Like last year going to 7, I loved.
Yeah.
I almost like it that there's a new team every year going out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The 80s is great for that.
That's cool. So I don't mind that. It's like that little Yankee run from 96 to 01, really 03. Yeah. I didn't mind that because another team was coming at them. Now, what was the one they swept? Was it the Padres? I can't remember. One of them was ugly.
Yeah, it was ugly.
But the other ones were competitive. But so I'll give you mine. I'm looking for the standings right now to get the numbers right. My story of the first half of the season, the Chicago White Sox are leading the AL Central. They have 47 wins. That's more, I think, than they won the entire year 2 years ago.
Yeah. They were horrible 2 years ago.
47.
They were worse
42.
than the A's.
And there was nothing. Like, they were going to be better than the Rockies this year. But I don't think anybody thought they were going to be better than one of the worst 5 teams in baseball. They're leading the division.
Who is it? Royals and Twins. We definitely were thinking those 2 teams would be the top 2. And then really the Guardians I wasn't completely sold on.
Yeah, and the Tigers we didn't think would drop off. It's a weird division, but like I could have seen the AL Central doing what the NL Central has done, like having all teams right around 500.
Yeah.
And, you know, the way it is, I mean, the White Sox have a 1-game lead over the Guardians, but, I mean, I wouldn't have thought they'd had a 1-game lead after the first game. You know?
So 2 biggest disappointments, though, Mets and then probably Red Sox.
I think so, although the Red Sox are 8-2 in their last 10, which is
they do not give up in last place.
I think the Royals are one of the biggest disappointments, and I would agree with the Mets. I think the Phillies early on were, but boy, ever since they made that change, they've turned it on.
Mattingly is a manager.
I want to pitch this by you because this is something that's bothered me. And look, I'm the old fuddy-duddy purist when it comes to baseball. There's not much I like. I didn't like interleague play.
Yeah.
I didn't like the DH. I didn't like when the Brewers flipped leads
I
and the
hated
Astros.
that.
It's rare there's a thing that changes that I like. I didn't like the pitch clock, although I've grown to
appreciate it.
Actually, the pitch clock I didn't mind as much. I don't really like the ABS, but they've implemented it pretty well. So whatever, but here's something I just hate, and this is something that's, again, I come from the tail end of the complete game, maybe not 30-game winner, but 25-game winner, you know, whatever. To me, there's an unwritten rule. If a guy's 7 innings.
Perez.
Yeah. Look, I think one of the worst things in baseball is the 5-pitcher no-hitter. I think it shouldn't count. I think it's stupid, and it bothers me. But it's a fact of the matter. So let me tell you the setting here. So the Marlins were playing the A's, the Athletics, and Yuri Perez had a 7-inning, not just no-hitter, perfect game going. And he got yanked because he had crossed 90 pitches. He was at 92 pitches. He'd retired all 21 batters, so he's through the 7th. He's got 6 outs from a perfect game, and they yank him. They darn near blew it. They had an 8-run lead. They ended up winning 9-8. And I wish they had blown it because I don't like this idea. And look, Perez may have been on board for it. What McCullough said was, look, we're trying to protect him because we're going to need him at the end of the year. I'm sorry. If you are that close to a perfect game, you go for it. Am I wrong in
Just
this?
for history, yeah, you are wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Because the health is more important than just some silly record that somebody's just going to forget next year.
Do you know how rare a perfect game is?
I know. I get it. It's all for just ink on a piece of paper.
See, I'm Roy McAvoy. I'm Tin Cup. I'm the guy who's going to put him in the water because no one's finished the Open at 10 under, not even Nicklaus. That's who I am.
Yeah.
And look, they're going to remember my 12, darn it. But no, I'm serious. This bothers me, and maybe it shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
But look, we're not talking about, the Dodgers, who are definitely making a deep World Series run. Yeah. I'm not sure the Marlins are going to make the playoffs. Playing good now. They're probably in line for that last wild card spot.
Yeah.
But I just, man, 6 outs from a perfect game. That's legendary, man. You know why Don Larson's remembered? Because he threw a perfect game in the World Series.
Yeah.
He was not a great pitcher, but he's remembered as much as Hall of Famers are. Probably more than some Hall of Fame pitchers.
So
more people know him than Juan Marichal, even though Juan Marichal was a phenomenal pitcher. But Don Larson did something historic and epic.
So, like a Sandy Koufax is remembered for historic moments where Tom Seaver isn't?
No, not necessarily. Sandy Koufax was probably the best pitcher in baseball. He actually ended his career very short and very young. But, no, I think that if you're somebody like that who has the opportunity to do something that historic, and we're not talking about he was perfect through 5.
Mm-hmm.
He's got 6 outs to go.
Yeah. It's right around the corner.
And
90's not crazy. 108.
No, he's 92 pitches
108, you're thinking about something. 110.
The only thing I will give them a modicum of credit for is they had a plan and they stuck to it.
Yeah.
I just don't like the plan.
That's like going into the casino. You have to have a plan going in. And if you break from the plan, you know what happens. Yeah.
Well, that often happens to me. Well, let's get to the phone line here. I want to hear more about this from our good buddy who's calling in. How about this? Chef Ross. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, Brian?
Hey, good, man.
I have to say that I agree with you about the perfect game.
Yes! 2-1, Jeff. Take that.
The
pitch count was 90.
I know. Yeah. Like I was saying, 108, 110, I kind of think about player safety at that point.
Yeah, but if you can't throw 90 pitches in the Major League Baseball, you don't deserve to throw.
Yeah.
You're not a starter.
I agree. I'm okay with it if they're winning and they have a plan and, maybe he's given up 1 run, scattered 5 or 6 hits. But come on, man. Perfect game. Can't do that. That's like a guy who's who's going for a cycle. All he needs is a single, and you bench him. He can't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, Ross, I'm glad that the smart people agree with me. Like Jeff over here, going to yank people because they got to go ice their arm after 5 pitches.
Okay.
But anyway.
Here's the other thing.
Yeah.
If it's in April, I can see a lower pitch count.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
We're in July.
Yeah.
Let these guys go. And what happened to the player that the manager literally had to yank the ball out of their hand?
Yes, like Max Scherzer, who threatens the guy when he comes out to the mound.
I mean, Mizorowski earlier in the year threatened.
Yeah.
That's the guy I'm giving the ball to.
Are you like me? Look, I don't have any rooting interest in the Marlins or the A's. Are you like me that the really nasty part of my persona, I really wanted them to lose the game after they did that. And they darn near did.
Yeah, 100%. You just got to stay with your hot hand.
Yeah. I think we outsmart ourselves sometimes. You know.
You and I have had this conversation that computers have ruined baseball.
Absolutely have ruined baseball. Doggone it. I have turned back into old man yelling at the sky here, but I don't care. Ross is with me. Who else is with me, America? What else you got going on there, Ross? Good to talk to you, man. I hadn't talked to you in a while.
I know. So how do you think about Sami Uso winning the title last weekend?
Oh, the WWE. Honestly, I haven't been able to follow it quite as much. I did see that Sami won. I don't know how long they're going to keep it on him, but it was an interesting play to kind of shake things up. I think they were kind of running a little bit boring. So
that storyline.
I did take notice, but it hasn't brought me back in fully. So we'll see. I'm curious to see where they go at SummerSlam here to see if they can drag me back in, because I've been kind of a lapsed fan the last couple of months.
Yeah, I was really hoping that Jey Uso would have won. That way we didn't have a crazy Brock Lesnar versus Obi.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt, man.
Chef Ross, Mizorowski, what's it going to take for him to be the most important Brewers pitcher of all time?
A ring.
Wow.
I think that's right.
Wow. Should he grow out a mustache like Raleigh Fingers?
I don't think the kid can.
No.
Too much of a baby face.
Yeah, he's going to need some Rogaine for that or something. There ain't no way that's happening.
But
Ross, are you like me? I mean, his unorthodox style, every time I watch him pitch, I hate to say this, I kind of cringe. Like I'm afraid he's going to hurt himself every time he throws the ball.
Yeah, well, you can't throw that hard that often.
Yeah.
Because what does he have? The 14 highest thrown velocity pitches this year?
Yeah.
Wow.
Either that or like 12 out of the 14, but yeah, he's...
Yeah. Look, he's phenomenal. It's one of those things. Because it's unorthodox, it scares me. My arm hurts watching him. But
Jeff Mizorowski is our National League Central player that is a starter in the All-Star game.
Yeah. Yeah, there's only two players from the AL Central.
They're not going to start him, though, are they? I mean, I know in terms of starter like that, but doesn't he have a start with the Brewers coming up, and they're not going to start him in the game?
Yeah, he's not going to pitch.
Okay, yeah.
I think he's throwing Sunday.
Yeah. Well, that's a shame, because it would be fun to see him get up there against some of these guys. But, we get to see that now with interleague play anyway. So, oh well.
What a difference a year makes. Because last year I was screaming, this kid has no reason being an all-star.
Yep.
This year he's probably the Cy Young Award winner.
Yeah, very well could be.
In the National League.
That's going to be the best race at the end of the year, him and Ohtani, with whatever Ohtani's able to do. Because there's definitely that's true. There's definitely a want for Ohtani to get that award. So we're going to have to see how that plays out. Ross, we got to hit to a break, man. Always love talking with you.
All right. Enjoy, guys.
All right. Chef Ross, the great Chef Ross, who agreed with me and not Jeffrey. When we come back, we're going to talk more baseball. Let's get into the all-star rosters and see if we like them or who we would have in there instead, and maybe something else. You're listening to the what are we doing here? The Sports Blitz. That's why I'm a sub.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the Man Cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Monday afternoon. The remainder of the day, possible thunderstorms and some sun and 89 with a moderate breeze out of the west-southwest around 14 miles per hour. For tonight, a variety of light sprinkles and mostly clear skies and a low near 82. Tomorrow, a variety of mostly sunshine and a likelihood of thunderstorms and a high around 89. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning in to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
DraftKings is live in all 50 states. Yes, that means you, Florida. Win or go home. That's it. That's the World Cup knockout round. and DraftKings has you covered for every single match. The DraftKings app is now live in Florida, so whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in Florida, the world's biggest stage in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code NWFlorida. Spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards over 21 days. That's code NWFlorida in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim, issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends July 19. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo.
Looking for your next reliable ride? Don't break the bank. Cruise on down to Emerald Coast Auto Sales. From spacious family SUVs to sleek fuel-efficient sedans, we have an incredible selection of quality pre-owned vehicles waiting just for you right here on our lot at Emerald Coast Auto Sales. Drive home happy today. Emerald Coast Auto Sales, 2815 15th Street, right across the street from Cedar Grove Elementary.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. John, ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida. ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the new Sports Blitz. Call in with your questions, hot takes, and rants at 850-215-6290. The Sports Talk Monster.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
What it do, people? It's the homie Lil Cash. Right now you tuned in with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. The hottest sports show in the South. Let's go. Cause Lil Cash with another hit with Paul Wilson on the Sports Blitz. Where they talk trash and they talk ish. When it comes to sports, man, they too legit. It's 104.3 ESPN. If you love sports, better chime in. NFL, college, local sports, they got it. NBA, they got it. Sports Blitz, the topic. The show hottest was sabi. Better tune in and go watch it. Hey, Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson. If you even tried, you can't stop it. Bone Crusher gon' pop it. No Jeff gon' pop it. Go like, comment, subscribe, and share right now.
And welcome back to the Sports Blitz on a Monday. Joined by Jeffrey, joined by BC, not joined by Paul today. By the way, I know I'm just a once-a-week kind of guy. I am holding down the fort today, with you fine gentlemen. Bone Crushers talked about in the wrap. Jeff's talked about in the wrap. Paul's talked about in the wrap. I don't hear the old bald fat guy. I don't hear anything about me. We need a little recut here. Come on now. Let's
remix.
Go. Yeah, a little remix.
You need a nickname.
Here, I tell you what, I'll add a verse. That's what we'll do.
But anyway, are you going to be popping it, or just are you going to be like Brian's going to bounce it?
Yeah.
What's going on
here? I think I'm too old to pop it. But
yes.
Anyway.
You might throw out a knee.
It's always bothered me. But anyway, congratulations to you folks for making the wrap. I'm not important enough. I get it.
Lil Cash says you're not.
Yeah, there we go. Well, anyway, look, I definitely want to hear from more people. I mean, we've gotten into the World Cup. Of course, USA plays tonight, 7 p.m. We've talked about the baseball and my feelings on the perfect game. But I would love to hear from you because now we're about to get into the All-Star game. But if you would like to call us, you can at the Tropical Spas and Pools phone line. And that number is 215-6290. That is 215-6290. Jeff, let's start with the American League and go down the rosters here, and let's get our thoughts on these. So starting at catcher with his first All-Star Game selection, former Brave, by the way, Shea Langoliers for the Athletics of Nowhere. At first base, Vladdy Guerrero Jr. In his sixth selection for the Blue Jays, although Vladdy is hurt and will not play.
So Nick Kurtz.
I think Nick. That's right, and Nick Kurtz is killing it this year.
Yeah. So that's 2 A's.
That's right.
That's just nuts.
I know, isn't it? At second base, Ernie Clement for the Blue Jays, making his first All-Star Game appearance. At third base, Junior Caminero, one of the true young stars of baseball, who's on a tear right now. This is his second All-Star Game. At short, one of the absolute stars of the game, Bobby Witt Jr. for the hapless Royals, making his third All-Star Game appearance. In the outfield, Aaron Judge for the Yankees in his 8th All-Star Game appearance. Judge also injured, will not play because of the rib injury.
Oh, okay. Because I still have it on mine.
Yeah, I don't have Judge playing. Now, maybe they
haven't picked the person.
It, but I don't see any way he is. Also, Byron Buxton of the Twins making his third. Yeah. And this is the one that's interesting.
Yeah, because
can be good, can be bad. Mike Trout, who has definitely played better this year. But
he doesn't deserve it compared to other people.
This is his 12th All-Star Game.
12th.
Wow. And then let me just throw in probably in my mind, the MVP of the AL so far this year, Yordan Alvarez starting at DH. At least up to this point, he would be my pick. So making his 4th All-Star Game appearance. So let's get into it. And this is going to be the all-time argument over, is it a reward for best play or is it an all-star game? Because what it used to be is guys got in on their name a lot.
Cal Ripken Jr.
Well, look, I don't know about Cal being the perfect embodiment of that because I didn't know a lot of shortstops better than him until you started getting to the A-Rod, Jeter, that kind of time frame. And by then, Ripken was kind of falling out.
Yeah.
But look, it's for the fans. It's what they want. But we are seeing now, and maybe it's the computer crowd that Ross and I hate, but they're more aware of who's actually putting up the number. I think they got it pretty dead on here other than maybe Trout.
Yeah.
So which would you prefer? Would you prefer to see it as a reward for the guys who are the hottest having the best season, or would you just rather see the big names, the big stars, even if they're not playing all that well?
Hottest, best season, yes.
Okay.
But how far do you go back? Do you include the second half of last year and the first half of this year?
That's an interesting discussion.
Because a 12-month thing seems to be a thought. And I like that idea.
That's an interesting discussion that I hadn't really considered in that, obviously the fans haven't gotten to vote on that because
that
was
after
past
the
the All-Star
All-Star
game.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thought. See, Jeff, you can provoke thinking.
You just don't agree with me all the time.
No, but that's okay. Look, I've been wrong plenty.
Yeah. So Mike Trout's the name. I mean, Aaron Judge deserves it.
I think so.
He's a beast.
He's missed a lot of games, but
yeah, absolutely. But he's a stud.
I think that's right. All right, let's go over to the American League.
No, National League.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. See, I was wrong again. National League starters. At catcher, let's go Braves. First All-Star Game selection, reigning Rookie of the Year, Drake Baldwin. I 100% agree with that one. First base, former Brave, making his 10th All-Star Game.
Okay.
Freddie Freeman.
What's he hitting this year? Pretty good?
Well, he's definitely not hitting 300 because hardly anybody in the league is.
Yeah.
But Freddie, look.
So he's the name, though.
I think Freddie had a pretty good run. Didn't he have a pretty good end of the season last year, too, to your point?
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't quite as good in the playoffs as he had been the year before, but I don't have any problem with
But he's the
Freddie.
name on this whole roster, right? I mean, traditionally.
Possibly.
Juan Soto, maybe? There's only not really.
Well, I think Soto may have gotten in on his name, but he may be getting dragged down from the fact that the Mets are terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Second base, Ozzie Albies, 100% agree. He's been on fire. I was surprised. This is actually his 4th All-Star game. I mean, I know Ozzie's good, and I love him. I was actually surprised he's made that many, so good for him. At third base for the Dodgers, we've been all Braves, all Dodgers so far. Max Muncy having a very good year. Third
And you
All-Star
didn't even talk
game.
about the designated hitter because the Dodgers have that also.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah,
That's
we're
right.
getting there.
So we do have to get someone in the infield who's not a Brave or a Dodger. So we're going C.J. Abrams, been one of the stories of the early season. He's been on fire for the Nationals. This is his second All-Star game, so congrats to him. Let's get into the outfield. Brandon Marsh for the Phillies. He's hitting over 300. I checked. This is his first All-Star game appearance, so good for him. Juan Soto for the Mets, making his 5th. And Andy Paez, not Pages, Paez for the Dodgers, who will have 4 starters out of the, out of the 9 here. Andy Paez making his first. So Marsh, Soto, and Paez in the outfield. And then the DH is Shohei Ohtani, of course, for the Dodgers. This is probably the hardest luck thing I've seen in the All-Star game. Like, you can say, a name got above me or this, that, or the other. Kyle Schwarber is having an epic season. He was great last year. Everybody thought flash season, Brady Anderson 2.0. Schwarber's better this year. He had 30 home runs for the break. No one else did.
Yeah.
Or no one else has yet. There's still time. But because he's DH, he's never going to start above Shohei.
I know.
So,
well, you say never, but
he's never going to start above Shohei.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think
if you're working off of names like Mike Trout.
No, yeah,
sure.
yeah. Shohei will be there as long
as Schwarber keeps this up, and Shohei Ohtani's either hurt or doesn't get the numbers.
If the fans have a vote, if Shohei had not played a game the first half, I still think he would have been voted ahead of him. He's just a unicorn. So I'm not necessarily saying he should be above Ohtani.
Yeah,
but I would understand it.
Uh-huh.
Because he's having a great season. And look, I know he's not my guy. He's a home runner or bust. He doesn't hit 300 and all like that. But Schwarber, the fact that he's backed up last year. Look, I love Cal Raleigh. Raleigh had an epic season last year. He's been terrible so far this season. A lot of guys who have a big season do have that natural drop-off. Schwarber has not. If anything, he's better. So I would love to see him rewarded for that. It's just he's at the one position where it's really going to be hard to be rewarded that way.
So, with Aaron Judge out, no Yankees.
Yeah.
One Tampa Bay Rays player.
Correct.
Who's probably second best record in the whole league or something like that, I believe?
Second or third.
Yeah, second or third.
The Brewers may be ahead of the Rays.
Maybe.
I can't remember. Yeah.
So, one player, okay, and then you've got 4 from the Dodgers over on the NL side, and then no NL Central.
Two-thirds of the National League starters are Dodgers or Braves.
Yeah, 2/3.
Yeah,
because you have 4 and 2.
That's right.
And then the NL East has 4 different teams represented. The Marlins are the only ones without a person. So, I mean, it just sounds kind of crazy to have 4 Dodgers in there. And then the Braves are second, right, with 2. And then the A's have 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, the most shocking would be that you have 2 A's up in there.
I think so, but the A's have played well this year.
They have, yeah.
To me, the more shocking thing, well, I say shocking. It's not. It's the state of baseball today. It's what I hate. But look, I'm swimming upstream on this. We were talking about it in the break. One of my things on the show has always been I love to see how many people are hitting 300. I still think that matters.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently, I'm the only one. There's only 12 players hitting 300 right now.
Yeah.
2 of them play for
Padres?
The Rockies.
Oh, the Rockies.
Who are awful.
Yeah, I knew somebody. Not
2 of them play for the Giants, who are
Giants.
equally awful. So clearly hitting 300 is terrible.
12 are just teams that are going to miss the playoffs.
It's one of those things. It's amazing.
These are individual accomplishments.
Yeah, that's right.
And how long does it take to where these guys get tired of being the not just the face of the franchise, but carrying everyone else's load?
Look, if you want to know how little people think in baseball, even this is not just fans. This is in baseball. How little people think of slap hitters who hit 300. Luis Arias has won 4 batting titles, and I think he gets traded after every year he wins. I mean, he's played for like 4 different teams.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. He's with the Giants now, and he's hitting 300 again. Wow. So, I mean, it's crazy. Let's look at some of the arms that are out there on offer. Excuse me. For the American League, we have Brian Baker of the Rays, his first selection. Dylan Cease for the Blue Jays. I was amazed that's his first selection. I really thought he had made it before. Aroldis Chapman for the Red Sox, who's played for everybody. This is his 9th selection. Jacob Latz for the Rangers and Parker Messick for the Guardians, both in their first. Drew Rasmussen for the Rays in his second. Joe Ryan, another good young pitcher for the Twins, in his second. Super rookie Cam Schlittler really came on late. Like they brought him up late last year and had a good postseason. This is his first. Cade Smith for the Guardians, also his first. Ranger Suarez from the Red Sox in his second. Louis Varland for the Blue Jays in his first. Michael Wacha for the Royals in his second. So other than Chapman, every pitcher on the American League side, first or second selection.
Wow.
Not a lot of staying power over there with the arms anymore in the American League.
And it isn't really that it's just all young players either.
Yeah, but if you look, it's a trend. Because let's go to the National League. Chase Burns, Reds, first selection. Yohan Duran, Phillies, first. Iglesias, Braves, first. Max Meyer, Marlins, first. Mason Miller, Padres, second. Mizorowski, Brewers, second. Eduardo Rodriguez, Diamondbacks, first. Now, Chris Sale's the outlier for the National League. This is his 10th.
So one Braves pitcher got in, and it wasn't Sale?
Well, no, Sale and Iglesias.
Oh, okay.
And we have Christopher Sanchez, Phillies, second. Paul Skeens in his third for the Pirates. Logan Webb in his third for the Giants. And then Yamamoto in his second for the Dodgers. So on the American League side, we had one guy with 9. Everybody else was 1 or 2. On the National League side, we have one guy with 10. Everybody else is 1, 2, or 3.
Wow.
So it's different in the sense that you don't have, the guys who are making their 6th or their 7th, in the pitching. I don't know if it's because arms are burning out more now. But if you think about it, we kind of had that lull. You had the run of Verlander, Kershaw, Scherzer, kind of some of those guys who'd been around a long time. And then there was that lull. This was the time of the Lincecums, who flamed bright but out quick. Strasburg, same kind of thing. Bumgarner, same kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So you have that lull where you had Price, who was one of those guys. He's kind of out of it now. And then, it's all young pitchers. It's all guys in their first, second, third, fourth year.
Is baseball not worried about the face of the sport as much as the NBA is? Because, we're looking at Ohtani and Judge.
I think it's different because I would say the NBA is always going to be a more star-driven league because I think both in the arena and with the cameras, you're way closer to them.
Yeah.
Also, you're talking about 5 guys on the court for each side, so it's always going to be more about one person has way more control of things.
Yeah.
That being said, you need some faces of the league in baseball. Ohtani has been carrying that. You can say Trout carried it, but Trout carried it during probably one of the worst times for the sport. Where what's going on in baseball the last 5 years has been there's so much young talent in the game right now. It's exciting again. The numbers are up in the stadiums, on television. Everything is looking good for baseball right now, and it didn't for a very long time. I don't know if that was an anomaly, if it was part of the way we were developing players or not developing players, but Trout, as good as purists will think that he is and the numbers that he put up, he was the face of the league in a really down time for the league. And I think if you go back, to when it was the Griffeys and the Ripkins and, before that, the Reggie Jacksons and the Pete Roses and the Nolan Ryans, and then back to the Mickey Mantle, Willie May. There always were kind of the faces of the league. I think right now it's Ohtani and a lot of young talent. Because outside of that, look, I love Freddie Freeman as much as anybody. I'm not sure you can call him the face of baseball.
No. Who's the third face of baseball, though, after Ohtani and Judge?
I'm not even sure Judge is a great face of baseball. What? I love him.
He's got to be number 2.
No, I think he is number 2. I'm just not sure he's like a true face of baseball. I just don't. I don't think Judge has the personality for it.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I mean, nothing against him. I just don't think that's him. But golly, the third.
Is he a less outgoing Gronkowski? Because he looks like a
weird.
big guy.
You know who I think it could be? And I don't know if it's quite there yet because he's still too young. Bobby Witt might be the third face of baseball.
Wow.
There's a lot of people rallying around him.
Wow.
It's kind of one of the next stars, but he's got to win an MVP.
Yeah.
That's been one of the problems. Judge and Ohtani have had a lockdown on the MVPs so darn long that it's been hard. And now that Ohtani's over in the National League, they're totally locking it down. At least when he was with the Angels, they were battling it out amongst themselves, and Goldschmidt could win one.
Could you see maybe like 2 years from now, like Mizorowski and Skeens maybe being 2 of the faces of the league?
I do, and Ross is not going to want to hear this as a Brewers fan, and no Pirates fans exist, so it doesn't matter. Both of them need to get into major markets.
Oh, yeah.
They could be.
Yeah.
But both of them need to be in major markets. And I hate saying that because specifically the Brewers, I think have a great core of a team that could do stuff.
Yeah.
But I think, and I don't want to send anybody else to the Dodgers. They got enough. But let's say Miz with the Cubs, which would be, Ross will have me killed for saying that. But Skeens is going to the Yankees. I'm telling you right now. Skeens is going to be a Yankee.
I hate it.
Those guys need to be in those markets.
I hate it.
I think. But I think they could be. at least in terms of arms.
But I would cringe if you went to the Red Sox or Phillies. So
no, I understand. I mean, look, let's say you take Miz, put him on the Red Sox, Skeens with the Yankees. Now you can revive that rivalry with these two guys who, look, they both throw crazy hard, but completely different.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. You've really got me excited thinking about that. Although I would want Skeens to pummel Mizorowski if that were the case. But I do think both of those guys could be, but they have to get into major markets.
Call me crazy, but the three places I wouldn't mind Skeens going to: Seattle Mariners, Texas Rangers.
That'd be an interesting fit.
And Miami Marlins.
Oh, I'd hate him in Miami.
You hate Miami?
I don't think they're ever been serious. I think they win a World Series and blow it up. And they win a World Series and blow it up. And now
I love it.
No,
just
I
flash
don't.
in the pan and knock off the Yankees.
But it's not like they win it by going out there and like they do in '97 and then '03. They did what I thought you should do. They built around good players that they brought up, and then they blew it up.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you have something here. You have Juan Pierre, you have Charles Johnson, you have Josh Beckett. Like, you have the formings of a team that can last 10 years, and you blow it up. I don't like that. If they'd gone out and bought one, I would have at least understood it and then sold it off. But no, I can't.
So you're like the Rangers more than the Mariners?
I think the Rangers is interesting because it's close. I mean, it's not that far from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Skeens is a cowboy, I can see.
And he played at Air Force.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't think it's great.
Yeah.
To me, your bellwether clubs, Yankees, Red Sox, Cubs, Dodgers, Giants to an extent, although they've really slid off lately. Cardinals, yes, but again, the market's kind of fallen off.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Reds
but as far as history, certainly.
Yeah, and in Reds history.
Braves. I think Braves are now in that upper echelon of that, so I would love to see it with that. But, well, we need to get to a break here. When we come back, I don't think I'm going to have the captain, but we're going to have a little PCB hobby takeover. You're listening to the Sports Blitz. See, I got it right that time on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Come on vacation.
Summer vacation. Hey, how's your vacation going?
Leave on probation.
Sheriff's deputies in Panama City Beach arresting 161 people during an out-of-control spring break weekend.
Welcome to the Emerald Coast. Have a great time at the beautiful beaches, but not like end up in the back of a police cruiser great. A friendly reminder from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening, this is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For tonight, a likelihood of thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies, and a low of 82 with wind 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the southwest. A possibility of thunderstorms and some sun tomorrow morning and hot near 88. Mostly sunny and 89 in the afternoon and evening. 90 and a likelihood of thunderstorms in the early morning, and then mostly sunshine Wednesday. This is your Monday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
DraftKings is live in all 50 states. Yes, that means you, Florida. Win or go home. That's it. That's the World Cup knockout round. And DraftKings has you covered for every single match. The DraftKings app is now live in Florida. So whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in Florida, the world's biggest stage in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code NWFlorida. Spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards over 21 days. That's code NWFlorida in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends July 19. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida gets results. Here's Brandon Strickland from Recommended Collision Center, Jinx Avenue in Panama City.
At Recommended Collision Center, we're all about taking care of our community, and advertising on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has helped us do just that. Social media ads were getting stale, but the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson gave us a fresh way to reach local customers. We've seen more vehicles coming in for estimates, more phone calls, and more people recognizing our name. It's been a great partnership for our business, pairing up with 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
To see how 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida can help grow your business, go to ESPNPC.com and click the contact button. Get your message heard and cut through the clutter. Go to ESPNPC.com and click the contact button.
This is the vehicle for your hobby.
Yes, you are trying to get a big hit.
Coins, cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them. And now, the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd.
You can really, really get something cool in this.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to the Sports Blitz on a Monday. While I'm busy impersonating Paul Wilson, I might as well just throw on a metaphorical captain's hat and do my best Todd Mueller impersonation, because unfortunately Todd's not going to be able to join us today. He had an important business call that I can verify. He actually is on one. He's not just blowing me off. But anyway, Todd hopefully will be back with us next Monday. But it is still the PCB Hobby Takeover here. And what I'm going to do is, even though I'm sitting in the big chair, I'm going to flip this kind of around and turn it over to Jeff and to BC. And look, any of you out there listening who have any questions on collectibles or sports cards or things like that, you can give us a call on the Tropical Spas and Pools phone line at 215-6290. So let me start with it. This is Super Saturday at the shop, Jeff. So again, second Saturday of every month, 10% off sealed product. Get to spin the wheel if you spend a certain amount, get extra prizes, all kind of fun stuff going on in the shop. And look, it's a perfect time to do that because we're coming up on the All-Star break. We got a ton of soccer cards for those of you involved in the World Cup. You know, we're on the road to the start of the football season, so there's a lot going on. It's a really good, and we've had a lot of visitors in, coming in ripping and hitting great cards, so it's a good time to come in for Super Saturday.
All your boxes, do they have like MSRP?
Well,
like suggested retail price?
Yeah, they do, but it's one of those things that the market itself takes over. Mm-hmm. And look, you'll get that in any kind of collectibles because, there's a general MSRP, but the funny thing about that is Fanatics even puts out waves of products. So the first wave might cost a certain amount, and if the market is taking off and their things are very popular, the second wave they make available to shops is higher. Well, they're smart. Look, they didn't. They're like, why are we going to let the wholesalers take all of that?
So is that when Todd starts cursing?
No, I don't think so. I think what's happened is we've simply moved the problem to a different entity. So what used to happen is Topps or Panini or whoever, whatever, they would put the product out at the original prices, so allocated shops set them at a certain deal because, whatever. And then they also had these big wholesalers, secondary market, if you will. And what happened was, as things got popular and things like that, they would boost the price. So let's say something came out from Topps to allocated shops at $250 a box. Once you ran through that, if you had to go get it at one of these wholesalers, you might be paying $800, $900 a box. And so what Fanatics did, or Topps did, rightly, wrongly, doesn't matter. They were like, why are we going to let them do that? Why don't we control that? It's our product.
Yeah.
So I get it. Now, I wish they had just said, we're going to keep it at, $250 all the time. But look, they're playing the market, and if there's interest, then the second wave may cost me $350 or $400. If there's not, and it's just kind of steady, second wave will be the same. So that's a lot of why, like, a lot of people get upset with retail shops because things are priced so high. It's because we're having to pay more for second wave, third wave product, even from the manufacturer sometimes. It dictates that. But look, everything in a capitalist society comes down to demand and supply.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, how much demand is there for it and how many of them are out there?
Well, also, how much is somebody willing to pay for it?
That's right.
Because I keep on getting advertisements on Facebook Marketplace for a guy or woman, I don't know who it was, over in 30A, and they've got 3 cards of Pistol Pete from the 70s. And I'm like, ooh, that's kind of interesting to me because I'm an LSU guy, you know?
Right.
So I would pay more than someone else would pay for that. Yeah.
That's 100% true.
And I'm a person who's all about nostalgia. And so I come upon someone else who's selling 1950s, 1960s, 1970s Topps cards.
That's right.
And the nostalgia is unreal. I mean, it's like walking through history.
That's exactly what it is. When you're dealing with vintage, if I'm holding a card, I'm like, wow, this card's older than I am. Like, where
like
has
you're
it been?
transported to the past.
Yeah. What is the story in this piece of cardboard?
Yeah.
Who's held this?
Or the player.
Yeah.
You look up the story
That's
behind them and how long they played or how short they played and what they went through.
So I had been out of this for a very long time. I was in it all through my youth. It was the first job I ever had. Loved it. Did it all through high school. I was out of it for almost 30 years. When I got back into this about 4.5, 5 years ago, I will say a lot of things that are different were good. They've learned how to market stuff better. They have way cooler stuff now.
Yeah, yeah.
Game used.
Different stuff.
Yeah, game used stuff, autograph. There's cooler stuff now. There just is. The thing that I don't like is kind of at a point of what you just said there, is that you could learn about players by this. I liked when you would put sets together.
Oh.
Part of it because my brain is a numbers and I like organization and that stuff.
Yeah.
But also, if I needed Clint Hurdle to finish my 1986 Topps baseball set, I found out about Clint Hurdle. Or, if I'm going through my cards and I'm looking and I read their stats on the back and I read, this guy's played for 6 teams, which back then was weird. Whatever. You learned about players. You learned about that. I like the fact that everybody in the league had a card. That's not the case anymore. So I do hate that because I thought there was this connection more to the sport and to the entirety of the players when you were building sets. Now, look, that was how I enjoyed it. The people who are into it today enjoy it every bit as much as I ever did, just differently. There's nothing wrong with that. That was something I really loved and I kind of missed because I enjoyed that learning about, the totality of the sport and the players that were in it.
So the guy selling the nostalgia on Facebook Marketplace, he's got it all. Topps 53, Topps 54. So you're the person that likes that, the organization and everything. It's almost like a corporate raider takes over a company and breaks it into 20 pieces, and the company's not the same any longer. And, I mean, it might make you some money, but the nostalgia, the I don't know, the lure of the company is not there any longer, and it's ruining it for you.
Things can't exist in a vacuum. So the fact that they got smart about shinier, flashier, rarer, cooler meant that was going to suck up the air in the hobby, and it made perfect sense that the non-flashy, the non-shiny, the non-cool stuff is now, that's the word, base. A regular base card.
Yeah.
Kids just aren't that into them.
No.
Even of good players.
Yeah.
They're just not, and it's a shame. But I get it. Like, it makes perfect sense. It's just very different to me because that was more about collecting. Look, everybody who says, oh, it's all about money now and in the 90s, it was bull. We knew what prices were in the 90s. Everything I've heard about why the hobby is a wreck now, I heard in 1993, I heard in 1988, I heard in 1985. They're all the same things. Is scale different? Sure. But look, people like collecting and people like sports.
Yeah.
And that's why this stuff is doing so well.
Okay, so let's move away from the sports for a second. You've got the Disney. You've got the Pokemon. What else do you have?
Oh, my gosh. Marvel just released Marvel Chrome.
Okay.
You have the Marvel that's more focused on the art and the comics. You also have the Marvel that focuses on the movies and autographs of the stars.
That makes sense.
They did a Toy Story set not that long ago for the new Toy Story 5 that's out.
And that's listed under Marvel? No.
No. So it's basically a Disney. Pixar's part of Disney.
Pixar. Okay.
You do have DC cards that Upper Deck makes. So Marvel's probably way cooler. But the DC stuff is neat too, because look, I actually was probably more DC growing up. I wasn't huge into either. But I was probably more DC, Superman, Batman. That was Super Friends. I was that era, whereas other people were more X-Men and Fantastic Four, Avengers, stuff like that. I was never a big comic book reader, but the Disney stuff is huge. And there's actually a big play right now into vintage non-sport stuff. So Batman cards from the 60s. Again, those were things that were kind of tossed aside. Star Wars cards from 1977. So huge, because that was kind of a big thing, but it was into it. I bet the next thing you're going to start seeing, there's some really funny stuff from the late 70s. You have Welcome Back Kotter cards. You have Rocky cards. Wow. You have, just basically any movie that came out in the late 70s, early 80s, E.T. cards. Moonraker, the James Bond
Bears?
Probably.
Yeah.
So I just have this feeling there's going to be nostalgia for it, and nobody kept it. Sports they might have kept because they were into it. This they just had. There could be a play into stuff like that because it's definitely out there. Dukes of Hazzard cards I had.
It'd be awesome if it had a Roy Hobbs signed by Robert Redford for the Natural.
So, interestingly enough, that you brought that up, in the shop, we have replica uniform, New York Knights of Roy Hobbs.
That's so cool.
Baseball, bat, Thunder Boy, all of that. And actually, with facsimile autographs, it's not real, facsimile autographs, a copy of the script. Of the movie. It came in this big collection. It's a really cool piece because if you love the Natural, it's really something neat to have. Is it millions of dollars? No, it's not, but it's really cool to have. So there's great stuff like that that's out there as well. I can tell you that this week there's one big drop that's going to be Wednesday, Topps Finest Baseball. Again, it's a really nice product, but it's not like the super high end that's unattainable. It's kind of in that chrome range. Beautiful card, chromium, nice looking finish, a lot of color in it. But it's not like the Topps Dynasty that's like $1,000 for one card kind of thing. But this is really cool, and this will be a lot of fun. It's a shorter checklist, so the amount of stars you hit is going to be great because there's not that many on the checklist. Of course, I wanted to know about all the players, but I get it. Look, you don't want a bunch of Clint Hurdles. Nothing against Clint Hurdle. But, this is going to be Judge and Kurtz and Skeens and Mizrowski and all the big names that you're going after, Ohtani's, all of that. And then we're about 2 weeks away from Topps Chrome Baseball. That's going to be the release of the summer.
Wow.
And that will be, I think, July 22nd. So that's going to be a big one. But yeah, and in the interim, there's not a whole lot of basketball and football in the next couple of weeks, but there's going to be a lot of baseball coming through. And then when you get into August, the real lead up, that's when you're going to start to see more football stuff.
Do they have people from movies like The Sandlot and all that do any of the hobby?
You do. One of my favorite cards I have is actually an 8 autograph card that Leaf did of a lot of. Now there's no Benny in it, and there's no Ham. The catcher.
Yeah.
But it's 8 of the kids from The Sandlot who've autographed it. And in 2018, they're hard to come. No, it's either 18 or 19. Can't remember which.
Pre-COVID.
Yes. They did an insert in Topps, which was the Sandlot cards.
Oh.
And they had, they had Wendy Pfeffercorn on there. They had Squints. They had Ham. You tell I love this movie, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they do tie-ins with that. And those guys do occasionally do some autographs in Leaf products. Some people don't like Leaf because it's not licensed, if you will. But Leaf does really good about tapping into pop culture and into fun. And so one of my favorite cards that I have, it's not worth all that much, but I think it's so cool, and I pulled it myself. It's a Charlie Sheen autograph as Ricky Vaughn, Wild Thing, in his Major League uniform. I love that card. Leaf did that. I think that's neat. So, yeah, it's not going to be the $1 million Ohtani card, but that's fun.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing. So I love that.
I'm not a huge fan of Charlie Sheen, but if you had
Tiger Blood, you don't have Tiger Blood,
yeah. It was a Hot Shots Part 2. Just some of those crazy movies like that.
I would love to see cards of the Mighty Ducks. It was not my thing.
Yeah. Emilio Estevez.
But for some people, that movie is their Sandlot.
Yeah.
Or
The
if
people
you're
who are into
older than me,
hockey.
or that's their Bad News Bears.
Oh, the Bad News Bears. Absolutely.
I mean, I would love to see the Hansons from Slapshot.
Oh, okay.
How cool would that be?
I thought you were saying
not the band.
Bop.
But no, I mean, so they make really cool stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, there's so many different things to collect and ways to collect. Look, right now we were talking about supply and demand. Soccer sells more during the World Cup than it will any other time in the 4 years in between.
Oh yeah,
singles and packs. It just does. Next year at this time, just as cool soccer products will cost 60, 70% of what they cost now. Why? There's more interest in them. There's more demand for them.
Yeah, I mean, my brother had a vinyl collection, music, but it was so worn down. I'm talking Elvis and the Monkees and everything. Original, stuff that was back in the 60s being sold. And everything's cool, but he used it all.
Yeah.
And then my wife, she collected Gone with the Wind plates and scripts and all kind of stuff like that. And it was like this huge collection.
That's honestly what I love about collecting, is that it can be anything. I have seen people, the amount of stuff that has Coca-Cola on it.
Oh yeah.
That people
My
collect
God!
Unbelievable.
If you walked into a house, a person's a collector for Coca-Cola, it's an explosion. Rooms full of it.
I love the story about the person who has the largest collection of White Castle memorabilia. And the guy's even talking about it. They even stole one of our trash cans, but we forgive them. But I mean, it's fun to see that because you can tell there's a connection to it. Yeah. There's Disney is huge with that. And there's a million different ways to do Disney. Some people do cards, some people do plush, some people do the little glass figurines.
Oh yeah.
There's a million different ways to do that stuff. And what I like is they're getting smarter about that. What I like that Fanatics is doing is they're really getting back into game-used memorabilia, not just, a little patch of something they probably pulled off the rack at Walmart like Panini was doing at the end. But something, and Topps sometimes will even put a little scan code on it. You can see what actual game it came from. Oh, wow. So how cool if you have a piece of a base or a bat or a jersey or whatever from either a game that was historic,
or a game you went to.
Or a game you were there for. Exactly right. So that connection. I think I've said this on the show one time. My favorite card I own is not my most expensive by any stretch. It's one I bought since I got back into this. It's Bart Starr, and I'm an Alabama fan, so I've got an Alabama collection. But it's a little piece of the football. So you see the little pigskin in the card. I think they made 200 of them or whatever. Oh, that's cool. Except when you look on the back. It was a game-used ball from Super Bowl I.
Wow.
How cool is that?
I was like, it's either got to be Super Bowl I, 2, or the Ice Bowl.
Right. So, to me, that's the favorite thing I own.
Yeah.
I got 100 things worth more than that, but not worth more to me than that piece of history. Something that was used in Super Bowl I, that's really cool to me.
But I'll tell you this story once before. My buddies, 1997, I believe it was, LSU upset the Florida Gators, who were number 1 in Baton Rouge and everything. And the guys came back to the party that I was at, in the apartment, and they came back with grass. From Tiger Stadium. And I was like, that's going to die.
I wasn't 100% sure where you were going when you said came back to your apartment with grass. But
No. It was turf. I'm sorry, grass.
There we
turf.
go. Much better. Much better. Well, look, let me give the address here. PCB Hobby, 11939 Panama City Beach Parkway, right there on Back Beach, right in the middle of all the construction, but there are ways in. And let me tell you, we got a bunch of stuff in there right now. Again, coins, comics, TCGs, sports, like that. We got the shop down in Orlando on Turkey Lake, right across from Icon Park and the Big Wheel. Of course, you can always catch us on eBay Live all the time. In fact, they're going right now hard and heavy in every category: sports, TCGs, comics, and coins. Check us out, PCB Hobby and the PCB Hobby Takeover. When we come back, mystery segment. I'm going to put Jeff in charge at my own peril. You're listening to the Sports Blitz, ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Lock it in and rip the knob off. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has turned up the power.
I'm getting an off-season, Captain.
From Port St. Joe to Panama City to Fort Walton Beach, the biggest sports signal in the Panhandle.
If I push it any harder, the whole thing will blow.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
DraftKings is live in all 50 states. Yes, that means you, Florida. Win or go home. That's it. That's the World Cup knockout round. And DraftKings has you covered for every single match. The DraftKings app is now live in Florida. So whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or the late match at the bar, you're in every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in Florida, the world's biggest stage in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code NWFlorida. Spend $5 to get $200 in total rewards over 21 days. That's code NWFlorida in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends July 19. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo.
Hewitt Tire and Auto has been in business in Panama City forever. Locals taking care of locals. From the smallest to the largest vehicles, they do it all. But don't take my word for it. Listen to the experts.
Hewitt Tire and Auto, your certified AAA service center and hometown towing.
Visit them online at HewittTire.com.
On Airport Road in Panama City.
850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
ESPN Northwest Florida advertisers get results.
Hi, this is Todd from PCB Hobby on Back Beach. Advertising with ESPN Northwest Florida has been a wonderful experience. Their staff is very knowledgeable and friendly. If you want to talk with customers like you never thought possible, reach out to the team at ESPN Northwest Florida. 850-215-4468.
Get results for your business. Call ESPN Northwest Florida, 850-215-4468.
Panama City, Lynn Haven, Callaway, 30A, Santa Rosa, Freeport, Mexico Beach, Port St. Joe, Youngstown, Blattstown, and Yorktown. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
The locals love it.
Dominating the dial at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back into the Sports Blitz here. Brian Haddad sitting in for Paul Wilson on a Monday. One segment to go before the big USA-Belgium match tonight. We've been hearing about it all day, but before we get into that and what we got coming up next, Jeff's got something he wants to read to us.
Talking about Duplay.
Oh, yes, sir.
And it's over on Aberdeen Parkway over in Lynn Haven, which is east of 77.
Okay.
And, they've got the summer camp going on. If you're not in on that, it's inexpensive. It's
Very
great.
nice.
They have all different types of interest for all the kids and everything. And guess what they have tonight?
Uh-oh.
USA Watch Party.
Oh,
for soccer.
now that's perfect.
And in coupling it up, they have all week. They have different things going on. Tomorrow they have a soccer class with Coach Jen. That's 5- and 6-year-olds.
That's really cool.
They're going to get everybody.
The stars
into.
of tomorrow.
Exactly. They're coming from Lynn Haven.
I love it.
Put that on your resume. They've got for any ages right now, they got intro to basketball on Wednesdays. Thursdays, they have a basketball camp, intro to sports class. Baseball mini camp on Thursday. And go over there, see what they got. The most interesting thing that I always talk about is the indoor soccer.
That's what I was going to say. They've got one of the great things about them, not just everything that they offer, but the fact, here, obviously, we're kind of slaves to the weather and things that happen, but they have the indoor fields. They have indoor,
because right now
basketball,
it's hot.
turf fields, volleyball courts, all kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's hot outside. I'm in it. I work in it every day.
Yeah. You don't need a hydration break at Duplay. You just play indoors.
I need a mister is what I need at work. Just to cool me off and everything. I sometimes I just pray for the not just the wind, but the clouds that just come and just block the sun from me.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Yeah, people have told me when I was heavier that I blocked the sun. But anyway.
The funniest thing that happened at work today was this guy shows up. He's got his own private plane, right?
Of course.
Pretty good size plane and all that. And, I'm loading up all the, all his bags and everything, Louis Vuitton, you can tell his hanging bags.
Louis
for clothes.
Vuitton?
Yes. And then he's got 3 packs of vanilla Coke.
Okay.
And I'm like, this guy is rich. Okay, I'm not just going to sugarcoat it. This guy's super rich, okay? And I'm like thinking, this is how my brain works. I'm like, did he see the 3 for $13 at Publix for Coke products and he want to save a little bit of money? I'm just baffled sometimes by the stuff I have to load up for people who are rich.
I don't think that guy's servants were at Publix that day picking them up.
And then the other thing that just kills me is sometimes they get catering and all that for planes.
Yeah.
And it's just from all kind of every which way. Sometimes somebody's apparently a Coke Zero person, and they get this catered, a 12-pack of Coke Zero.
I'll be honest with you. If I drink soda, that's what I'm drinking.
Oh, yeah?
Either that or Pepsi Zero Sugar. But.
So he's like living here.
Yes, Pepsi. Pepsi is what I drink.
Pepsi.
Never mind. Remember where we are. Pepsi.
So he's getting on the plane, and that's what he has catered. And I'm not sure how much he's paying for that, but I'm sure it's like Uber Eats prices.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It's insane.
We talk about why kids feel like they have no money and no upward mobility and all. It's because they keep using Uber Eats and DoorDash. Have you seen how much that stuff costs?
I don't want to know.
Oh,
because
my
I don't use
God.
it.
I hope they don't want to be a sponsor because I've just killed it, but it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and if you want to be a sponsor with ESPN Northwest Florida, don't have bad service because I will drag you through the mud. but let me tell you.
We are fortunate. We have a lot of great sponsors. Who
We do.
A lot of great
We
stuff.
do.
That's,
And if I had
true.
a bad
That's
meal
not me
there,
kissing up.
if I had a bad meal there, I won't drag you through the mud as bad as if you aren't a sponsor.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I went to go to Wendy's today.
Oh, gosh.
And I go up there, I order my sandwich, and then I say, and give me a chocolate Frosty. No Frosties. And I'm like,
How?
you are Wendy's.
How?
Come on, man.
How does How does Wendy's not have Frosties?
So then I order my sandwich. I order it with, mayonnaise only, okay?
Okay.
How hard is it to just do mayonnaise only?
I'm starting to see why you like the French team so much, but all right, go ahead.
Here's a sticker right here. And you know what it says? It says only mayo. But guess what the sandwich had? Everything but mayo.
I thought you were going to say it was just mayo inside and no beef.
There was no mayo. I ended up with ketchup and lettuce and tomatoes.
If it was my last day, that's what I would have done.
Oh,
You said
last
only
day.
mayo. I'd have given you 2 pieces of bread with mayo in it.
Peace out.
Sent it out.
But if you were a sponsor and
that's
your
right.
name was Wendy's, I'm just saying, I wouldn't be dragging you through the mud.
Look, I understand it's not all they do.
Yeah.
But how does Wendy's not have Frosty?
Now, I have been to a Burger King that was out of the Whoppers.
That's
They were out of
bad, too.
Whoppers. Yeah. I mean, McDonald's can be out of Big Macs. Of course, their ice cream machine, we know the story behind
It's like
that.
Taco Bell being out of tacos.
Yes.
It's just not right.
You're going to have soft shells today. No hard shell.
Don't get it.
Tacos at Taco Bell.
Come on, Wendy's, do better.
Yeah. So you want me to go through a little list that I have
I was
here
just saying
for
we
you?
can, or I found something that was kind of interesting. It's best college football player by number.
Oh.
That one was
So I've seen this same thing
Yeah.
that you're talking about, but it's individual schools like the Florida Gators, and they
this
have
is-
Percy Harvin's number
this is
1
overall.
and Danny Wolfel and all that kind of stuff.
This is overall. You want to do a few?
Let me tell you, I forget that so many players are certain numbers.
Yeah.
Now, let me stop for a second.
Okay.
Is this college or pro?
This is college.
Okay, so college.
That's right.
So when you go into like a 16 and have Peyton Manning and Joe Montana, is that right? They're
Yeah.
both 16?
Well, Joe did not wear 16
he was
in
8.
college.
He was 8.
3.
Oh, he's 3. You're right.
Yep.
So that means Ron Powless is out.
Like, look, yeah, exactly, yeah, or Rick Meyer.
Rick Meyer, yeah,
but,
exactly.
But no, I mean, we're not going to do number 63.
Oh, no, or 97?
Well, 97 might be all right.
Yeah, it might be all right.
But let me give you an example. Let me throw
Okay.
one out. All right, number 1. All right, number one. I'm going to give you 4 choices.
Okay.
And one I don't think is up there, partly because of the age of it. Anthony Carter, Ohio State. He was good. Jamar Chase, LSU. Kyler Murray, Oklahoma. Or Larry Fitzgerald, Pitt.
Fitzgerald over Chase.
What about Baker?
No.
Heisman winner.
No.
Number
Sorry.
1 overall pick.
Oh, no.
I'm with you. And so is ESPN. Larry Fitzgerald taking that.
Over Chase.
Over Chase.
Chase has got to be number 2. I'm sorry.
Well, they had Kyler.
Baker, how many?
Or not Baker, Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, I'm sorry.
I was transposing
Yeah.
that. All right. The number 2, I think, is tougher.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to give you 4
Is Eddie
here.
Kinnison in here?
No. he's not even close to this list.
I bet.
I'm going to give you 4. Cam Newton.
Ooh.
Charles Woodson.
Wow.
Deion Sanders. Derrick Henry. How's that for a list?
My goodness. I don't even know where to go with that. I'm going to go Cam Newton.
1 year?
1 year.
It's a great
1 year
year.
wonder.
It's a great year.
Super wonder, though. It was a great year. I'm going to
Charles
go
Woodson
Cam.
won the Heisman.
Yeah.
So did Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Deion was Deion.
I'm trying to remember.
You stay with Cam?
I don't think Michigan played in a national championship that year. I think Nebraska beat Florida. Maybe.
No, Michigan won.
Oh, Michigan won the
97.
They did?
He shouldn't have beat Peyton for the Heisman, but
yeah, I know.
But they won.
I'm still going to go Cam Newton over Woodson. And Deion's 4th. Sorry.
So according to ESPN,
they did Derrick Henry. What'd they do?
Deion Sanders.
Okay, that's a sin. That's wrong. Get it out.
That's a tough one. I've got a Bama bias. I might go Derrick. Because of the 3 of them, they all won the Heisman. Derrick had a better career.
He had
than
1
me.
title, too.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. Now, number 3, I'm not sure I agree with. God, we could do this for the whole show.
Oh, yeah. All the way to 13 or
Number
16.
3, it's not as star-studded. Todd Gurley, Georgia. Good running back. Keyshawn Johnson, USC, number 1 overall pick.
Overrated.
Number 1 overall pick.
Sorry.
Joe Montana, Notre Dame. Carson Palmer, USC.
That's a toss-up.
Carson Palmer won the Heisman.
He did, but he didn't win a national title.
No. This was before their run.
And Joe Montana was not Joe Montana yet.
But they did win a national title with him.
Oh, they did. You're right. But it wasn't his senior year.
No.
Because he had the comeback game in the Cotton Bowl against the Houston Cougars, which is a memorable game, by the way. And
Yeah.
he was sick as a dog. I forgot who the other 2 were even, really.
Keyshawn and Todd Gurley. Gurley doesn't belong to me.
No. Neither is Keyshawn. Keyshawn was completely overrated. Should have never gone first to the Jets. Yeah, he wasn't that special.
All right.
So, I don't even know.
ESPN went with Carson Palmer. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that also because of the history that I know behind Joe Montana just not being Joe Montana yet.
I'm going to jump over 4 because Deshaun Watson got it. We only have a minute left. This is the running back one. Let's do this quick. Number 5, Darren McFadden, Arkansas. LaDainian Tomlinson, TCU. Reggie Bush, USC. Christian McCaffrey, Stanford.
Well, not McCaffrey. He's 4th.
Well, I would put McFadden 4th, but that's who ESPN went with.
McFadden and Bush are neck and neck.
See, not to me. I'd go Bush and Tomlinson. People forget how good he was in college. They think he was a pro. He was great in college.
So you know who he reminds me a little bit of?
I'd probably go Reggie Bush, though, because people forget how good he was.
You know what Tomlinson reminds me a little bit of? Marshall Faulk.
A little bit.
He played at a smaller school,
True.
not a difficult schedule, but he was a stat getter.
That is true.
Yeah.
Paul, hope you're getting feeling better, buddy. We did our best today. Good luck, USA, tonight. Take down those waffle makers with Belgium. Jeff enjoyed it, BC. Coach Hale tomorrow morning. We're out.
While other radio stations are playing national contests with winners in Timbuktu, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has real local winners.
Hi, this is Dave Meat from Panama City Beach.
Bona fide and certified local.
Man, that's fantastic. Oh, my goodness.
Keep listening to Win on the Gulf Coast.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. I just won $250 from 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening, this is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For tonight, a likelihood of thunderstorms and partly cloudy skies and a low of 82 with wind 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the southwest. A possibility of thunderstorms and some sun tomorrow morning and hot near 88. Mostly sunny and 89 in the afternoon and evening. 90 and a likelihood of thunderstorms in the early morning, and then mostly sunshine Wednesday. This is your Monday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from